So today I'm going to be doing my April TBR. And I have 9 books that I am hoping to read this month, so let's just get into it. So the first book on my TBR I'm going to talk about today is Neuromancer by William Gibson. So this was published in 1984 and it is the first in the Sprawl trilogy. So I have never read William Gibson before, but when I was looking up his books, it says he is the father of the cyberpunk genre, coined the term cyberspace in 1982 in this book. So it follows Case, who is a data thief. And I am not going to try to summarize it for you. I'm just going to read the description on Goodreads because the description is so amazing that I feel like if I tried to summarize it, it wouldn't be as cool as what it already says. So I'm just going to tell you. Okay, ready? So, Case had been the sharpest data thief in the business until a vengeful former employer crippled his nervous system. But now a new and very mysterious employer recruits him for a last chance run. Isn't it always a last chance run? Anyway, love it. Okay, the target, an unthinkably powerful artificial intelligence orbiting Earth in service of the sinister Tessier Ashpool business clan. With a dead man riding shotgun, and Molly, a mirror-eyed street samurai, to watch his back, Case embarks on an adventure that ups the ante in an entire genre of fiction. So, I am so interested. There's sci-fi, there's cyberpunk, there's a samurai woman. I'm really, really looking forward to this. This is like the tippy top, like, I need to read it immediately. The next book this month is The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wowell by Junot Diaz. So all I know about this book is that it follows Oscar, who is an overweight young man living in New Jersey, and he wants to be the next Dominican Tolkien and also find true love. However, there's a mysterious curse on his family, but he decides to break it this year. So, I'm really intrigued by this book. I heard that there are a lot of pop culture references and that it is just a really sweet look at growing up and also a little whimsical, I think. So I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, I'm so glad that I found this in the bookstore. The next book I picked up was The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury, and I am a huge Ray Bradbury fan, so I pretty much already know I'm going to love it. So I'm a huge Fahrenheit 451 fan, and The Martian Chronicles are some of my favorite short stories ever. If you haven't, please go read them. And Ray Bradbury is just an amazing writer, and he especially likes to write about aliens and sci-fi. So in this story, the nameless main character meets a man called the Illustrated Man, who is a wanderer. And on the man, he has tattoos on his whole body, but they're not any regular tattoos. They are tattoos that want to tell stories. Each tattoo is a vignette, and he tells the story to the narrator. So I'm so excited to read this book, and I mean, also just look at the cover. Just look at it. Yeah, so cool. So that's The Illustrated Man, that's the story coming out. So I am so keen to read this. I'm a huge Bradbury fan, and please look forward to my super excited rambling talk about this once I read it. Now I'm gonna get into books that I have bought on my Kindle. So the first one is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. So everyone probably knows about this book, and I've just been hearing so much about it from so many people that I really want to read it. So it follows magicians who can travel between parallel universes that are set in London. Apparently there are 4 Londons, I believe gray, red, white, and black. So I don't know more than that, other than that the main character is a smuggler who travels between the worlds. And actually, what more do I need to know? I think it's gonna be amazing. And the next one I bought is The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. So this is actually a bit of an older book from 2002, and it was really popular. A bunch of people were talking about it for a long time. I just never got around to reading it because I know that it is about a young girl who is murdered, and she is looking down from heaven at her family who are grieving her and trying to find her murderer. So it seems that people really either love it or hate it, and I wondered if it is because of the writing itself or the story or just the distasteful elements in the story. But I figured I would probably give it a go. I think when I was younger, maybe I definitely wouldn't have read it because of triggers or just the content itself, but now I'm obviously older, so I'm gonna give it a go and see what I think of it. So the next book that I got is The Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler. So for Monster March, I read Dawn by Octavia E. Butler and was totally blown away by her mind. Like, I just would love to crawl inside her mind and see what she is seeing, because her worlds and the things that she thinks of are so interesting. So this book actually is different. It doesn't follow aliens. It deals with Earth, and basically Earth has been damaged both environmentally and economically to the point where people live in gated, protected communities. However, there is a crisis, and the main character, Lauren, has to leave her family and goes out into the unprotected American landscape. She's the daughter of a minister, so I'm hoping that some really great juxtapositions will happen, mainly between faith and reality, or finding faith in reality. So I'm really intrigued to see what Octavia E. Butler could do with this story, because she's amazing. So I'm really, really interested. I think that if another writer had written it, I wouldn't necessarily be like, yeah, I want to read that one. But because it is her, I think she could do just like mind-blowing stuff with it. So I'm really excited. So the next book I got on my Kindle was All the Ugly and Beautiful Things by Bryn Greenwood. So this book actually came out last year, and I was kind of waiting to see how the reviews would go, because it is, again, kind of, I know that it has some triggering content. The main character is a girl named Wavy, and so her mother is a drug addict and her father is abusive, and she's trying to raise her little brother within that world. So already there are some triggers going off there, but then she meets Kellen, one of her father's thugs, when he crashes his motorcycle. So their love story goes from there. So immediately that is a huge content warning. So it is obviously an adult man, and then I don't know how old she is, but I don't think she's that old, so the age difference is a thing. So I was initially put off because I didn't want to read another Lolita, but all of the reviews say it isn't like that, it's so much better than that, and it's not even in the same like arena as Lolita. So all the reviews just say it's stunning, it explores emotions and choices so beautifully, so I really thought that I should give it a go. And I hope that the reviewers are right and that it has nothing to do with Lolita. I would be so immensely pleased. The second to last book I picked up this month is These Vicious Masks by Tarun Shanker. And this one came out last year as well, and I was again waiting to see how the reviews were. And it is set in Victorian England, so ding ding ding, I'm excited. It follows Evelyn. She heads to London to search for her missing sister. And she's accompanied by Mr. Kent, who is a charming gentleman, and she also meets up with a Sebastian, who is kind of a reclusive gentleman in London. And she's told about people who have magical healing powers, of which he thinks she and her sister are that kind of person. So it goes from there. So I think it is just a really unique take on London and Victorian England, and I really hope a love triangle doesn't happen, but again, two gentlemen in Victorian England, maybe it might, I don't know, maybe I won't be that mad at it, but yes. So I'm quite looking forward to it. The last book that I got on my Kindle for this month is Fangirl by Rowell. So it follows Kath, who is a gay fiction writer. She is straight, but she writes gay fanfic. She heads off to college, and she has to deal with leaving her father, being separated from her twin sister, keeping up her scholarship, dealing with boys, dealing with her prickly roommate, and above all, continuing to write her Simon Snow gay fanfic. I think it's a coming-of-age story. I don't know if I would have read it if not for the one main point, which that she writes gay fanfic. So as soon as I saw it on people's reviews that she writes gay fanfic, I'm like, ooh, sign me up, I'm in. I want to read about her. So I've never, ever, ever read about someone who writes gay fanfic, and I don't think I've ever read in a book someone who even reads gay fanfic. So for her to not only read it, but write it, and also the people around her to become immersed in it, I think is going to be so cool. So yeah, that is my wrap up of my April TBR. I have 9 books, and I'm really, really excited to read them. So please let me know if you've read them or if you're looking forward to read them as well. And I have already read one, I'm not going to say which one, but I'm hoping to read a bunch right now because I have a few days left of break, and then it's cherry blossom season, so my weekends will be full of going to the flowers, and maybe I'll get some great reading done under some cherry blossom trees. So yes, I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. Happy reading! Bye!